Hey everyone! So, what's going on right now? We have some interesting news that just started popping up around different videos, different channels, talking about the possible signing in of a candidate that we would not want to have power. I'm going to be talking in a lot more code here because so many people's channels are being taken down, and I know I have a small channel, but I'm wanting to grow it, and I want to be here for people when all of this is going down because we need each other. I need you guys too. So just wanted to give my 2 cents about all of this. I started actually feeling like this was going to be a possibility a few days ago, and I don't know for sure if it's going to happen. I don't know if the people even talking about it know that it's for sure going to be happening, but this is one possibility that is going to happen, and I just want to come on and say, do not be afraid. Listen, this entire plan is a divine plan. There is absolutely no way for the truth and for what is going on and what is the deeper reason for all of this happening. There's no way for that deeper reason to not happen because it's divine. 200 generals didn't come together back when JFK died for nothing, and to plan this entire plan just to come to the end now and throw the towel in and be like, whatever, we're done. We've they came in and stole it, and now we're done for. That's not what the plan is. So if this is what they feel that needs to happen, then this is what needs to happen. And I feel that maybe a reason for this happening is to take the attention off of the favorable candidate that some people in the media are against right now, and spin it around, because there needs to be more people that are coming on board and waking up right now to what's going on. And I feel like this could help people wake up a little bit more, because if the other person is allowed to be signed in, then the other guy didn't steal it. Mr. T didn't steal it. To take Magenta Pixie's words there, but this is way, way bigger than just this election. We are divine beings. This has been a plan from the beginning, because we're coming to the end of this age, and at the end of the age are when souls are harvested. So we've heard this through the Christian channel, but it's not just a Christian thing. If you look back into the ancient times, this was an understanding and a belief that people carried and people shared. So souls come in at the beginning of the age. We go through our lessons. We go through what we need to go through in order to evolve, sharpen us, change us, transform us, realize who we are. It deepens the truth of what we are. It raises our vibration. We're able to evolve through the suffering that happens by coming into this third dimensional plane. And then at the end of the age, we are done. We've done what we were supposed to do. The ones who are ready to go are ready to go, are ready to ascend. And whatever that looks like, we don't know for sure. But that has been an understanding. So I believe that is why all of this is happening. This isn't happening because, well, all of a sudden we realized we've got some powers that are in power that shouldn't be in power, and we just need to take them out of power. The reason they are being exposed right now is because we are at the end of the age. It's because what has gotten so corrupt cannot stand anymore, because here now at the end of the age, it's go time. We have to dig up the old, we have to dig up the corruption, we have to dig up the darkness, we have to dig up all of that stuff. That stuff has to be exposed now, because it's time for that great awakening. It's time for all of those souls to step into the power, step into who they are, so that they can move into the next phase. And so that might sound a little woo-woo for some of you, but the ultimate truth is we are divine beings. And we are just having this temporary physical experience. And so it's my belief that we come in and we continue to come back during this age as we are sharpening ourselves, sharpening, evolving. And it's time now. It's time. I just want to encourage you all, step into the truth of who you are. You are not just this flesh and blood. You go way beyond that. You are an eternal being that comes from the source, that comes from the life force, and that is your true self. And that's what this has been all about, to discover who you really are. And that's why a lot of these powers that come in, they want to squash you. They want to deaden the power that you are. They want to enslave you. They want to lie to you and deceive you and infiltrate into our world in all of these areas to where we won't understand what's going on, cause lots of confusion, keep us in this lower density so that we cannot rise into what we truly are. And it's not working. It cannot work. I mean, God is way stronger than that. God is more powerful. God is the most powerful force, and you are a part of that powerful force. You live within that. That is your true self. So it's time for us to wake up from our slumber, wake up from this matrix we've been living on. It's time now that we see who we really are, and that we start to walk in that we start to live in truth in every area of our life. That's how it really begins. We have to not only be calling for truth and saying, hey, come on, bring the truth. We want to see the truth. We've got to first go inward. We've got to look inward and say, am I living in truth? Because the awakening happens by all of us coming in alignment with that truth within us. And the truth within us would be, am I living in integrity? Am I living by the principles of love? Do I know what those principles of love are? If you don't know what the principles of love are, that would be a good place to start. What is love? Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love is holding that integrity, that power within us that would not want to harm ourselves or others. That is who we are in our core, and that's how you're going to start living by another standard. And when we start to live by love's standard, we're not ruled by the powers of this world anymore. We cannot succumb to the powers of this world anymore. So if you're feeling an intense amount of fear right now, that is just the life force exposing anything in you that is still not totally surrendered. We experience, even though this is really, really difficult right now to be going through, we are being asked to trust like we've never trusted before. And that is the fire, that is what we go through in order to deepen this understanding of who we are within us. Because the truth is, God is 100% in control, no matter what our circumstances are. Love is not based on circumstance. Love is based on surrendering over to this higher power, of whatever your understanding is of that, surrendering over to that so that you, and then trusting it and walking in it, because our lives are not based on the powers of this world. Our lives, the truth of who we are is based on the power of truth, the power of God. And so as we trust in God, we are able to then step into the truth of what we are and walk in that. So we have to know what God is. God is love. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. Let me just read that again. Everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. He who does not love does not know God, for God is love. So, let me just clarify. I always think of myself as kind of, there's a lot going on. There's parts of me that know love. There's parts of me that don't. But the whole of me is saying yes. The whole of me is saying yes, I choose that. I choose that path. So God, whatever needs to happen, whatever I need to go through, whatever needs to come up in me, whatever I need to see, let me see it so that I can just allow all of that stuff that's not me to be skimmed off the top, so it can just leave me and I can come back to the refined truth of my soul. And so, he who does not love does not know God, for God is love. So if we're not loving in a part of ourselves, that part of us doesn't know yet, hasn't surrendered yet. And so we are an onion. We are always being revealed, more and more and more of us. That's what this whole journey is about. So don't listen to any guilt or shame. I know that so much of the scripture has been interpreted through guilt and shame, and that's faulty, okay? There's no guilt and shame in God. Another scripture that really speaks to me is, I'm reading in 1 John here, chapter 4. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear involves torment. But he who fears has not been made perfect in love. We love him because he first loved us. So we're being perfected right now, and I think that's why there's some delays that are going on, because this is not just about an election. This is about a spiritual awakening to the truth of our soul, the truth of who we are. It's about being perfected in love. Being perfected in love is lacking fear. So all of this fear that's coming up in us right now is just showing us places that have not yet surrendered to love. So when we know love, we can rest in the arms of the Father, the Mother, the divine being, the life force that flows through everything, the all that is, the Almighty, the Omega, the Alpha and the Omega. We can rest to know this is a divinely ordered plan, a plan that is perfect in every single way. We have nothing to fear, nothing to fear. So just hold on, just let go, just surrender, move into a place. There's never been a better time than when we have the pressure coming on to transform. When the pressure is on, we can really transform and take huge leaps in our evolution. So that's what's happening right now. Everything is speeding up. Have you noticed? So like the information just changes and changes and changes every day. It's something new, and it's like huge, big news. It's because it's all speeding up now. You can go to some of my other videos if you want a little bit more explanation of where we are in the cosmos and how that's affecting us. And we're entering into a photon belt that we started entering into in 2012, and that's affecting this awakening right now. This is the scientific understanding of why we are going through this ascension right now. It's the end of this age. We have entered into a totally new ball game, and it is not going to look anything like this previous age has looked. We've walked through this past age. It was the age of Pisces. It was the age of Christ, the fish. We've walked through those lessons. We've learned what we needed to learn, and now we're coming to the end, and it's like, have you learned? Have you learned to let the things die in you that need to die? To let those old fears die in you that need to die so that you can resurrect into the truth of who you are? Have you learned that? If you haven't learned that now is a really good time to learn that, to surrender to the energy, to the essence, the vibration of what's happening right now, because there's an amazing opportunity right now to transform way quicker than we have before. It looks like my light just went out. Oh, there it is. So I'm going to end this just in a little meditation prayer, just to that you can refer to. I like to take deep breaths in and out. Really relax. Think about your breath. We have this electromagnetic field that we're going to become a lot more aware of in this next age. You are an incredible field of magnetism and electricity. You are so powerful. You are just a huge power source. And when we get tapped into that power source, our lives are going to look completely different. We've been lied to. We haven't understood the nature of our being. the nature of how we were created and what we were created for. And so this next stage is going to be a discovering of that, an unveiling of that, a stepping fully into it. And that's what's happening right now. Surrender to the process. Even if things are confusing and you don't understand what's going on, let go. Let your old belief systems fall away. That's the death. Let the old idea of who you are fall away. That's the death. That is what we've learned. That's what we were supposed to be learning in this past age, the death and resurrection. Jesus showed us what we needed to learn. Death and resurrection. That we die to our old ways, to the ego, to the false identities, the false self, so that the truth, the Christ consciousness, the Christ self can rise up within us. And that's what we're going to now be able to experience, and we're all going to be walking in that. Those that choose to let those lessons work their way through themselves. We're going to enter into this new phase, and it's going to be glorious. It's going to be amazing. That's why all these people with the number 17 movement keep talking about how wonderful it's going to be, because I believe these people are awake. These people know what's going on. They know this is a great awakening time. They're tuned in to something greater than just a military operation, which is what this is also. This is a military operation, and God is the one that activated that. God is the one that brought that about, because we cannot ascend, we cannot move forward without all of this darkness that's been lurking in the shadows be exposed. We cannot ascend until that happens. And so, because we're all one, we're all connected, we're all affected by all of those energies. And how amazing and glorious it's going to be when we don't have that stuff holding us back, sucking from us, sucking our life force away from us. Literally, dark magicians working against us on a daily basis. That's what's been going on. And it's going to be amazing. So let's take a deep breath in and out. I rest right here in this present moment. I release all the tension and all the stress. I let go into the truth of my soul, the truth of my being, the higher self. I surrender to the love that is my source. I surrender to the truth that is my source. I surrender to the light that is my source. And I rest and I trust like I've never trusted before. I let go. I release. Take some more deep breaths in and out. With the intention of clearing away anything that is not in alignment with love, anything that is not in alignment with truth. We clear it away with the power that's been given to us by our source, by love, by the Creator, by Christ. We say yes to the truth of who we are. We say yes to the truth of who we are in every part of our being. From beyond, above our head, to below our feet and beyond, to outstretched arms and even beyond our fingertips. We clear the energy, we clear all that is around us. We ask that everything come into alignment, come into the truth of our soul, so that we can live in the fullest potential of who we are, and rest and be activated in the truth of our soul. What we are here for at this present moment. And I allow it to be. I allow it to be. When those things that come into my view that cause me to fear, I let them go immediately, like a hot potato. I release them, release them, release them, release them, release them. Just keep releasing it, keep releasing it, keep releasing it, and come into the truth within. We are all ascending together. We are all moving into a whole new perspective and understanding and age, and it's glorious. So do not fear. have trust, have faith in the one who is in control. There's so many examples of this that in the Bible that I will not go into. I know Juan O'Savin just went into one of the examples with Elijah and Elisha. You might want to look that up, of a battle that they were in, and it looked like they were going to die, and it was like right at the very end. And I love how he's been saying we're in a near-death experience. We are. We're being taken to the very edge of this thing. And it's you know, it gets scary out here on the leading edge, and it's okay. We can let go, we can trust. This is how you are deepened. This is how you are, all the fears and all that stuff is exposed. That's what this is all about, okay? We're going to come out on the other side, and it's going to be glorious. We're moving through it right now. We're moving through that birth canal. With that Elijah and Elisha story, what happened was, I think Elisha came to Elijah saying, what am I going to do? We're going to die. It's like the end. They're coming. And he said, really? Well, go back out and look. And what he saw was all of these angels, all of this angelic, these angelic beings that were there helping the situation. And that is where we are right now. We are being helped. I just can feel the help that is all around us right now. In everywhere, with all of the leaders, with all of the decision making, there are divine beings that are helping us. So open up to that help yourself, to become more sensitive. Drop all of the fear. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go. I love you all. Namaste.